Kami, The Athletic. The reported terms of this deal are 10 years, $100 million.
But I don't really know the terms. All I know is this year I'm going to be coaching in Oakland, and next year I'm going to be coaching in Oakland, and I want to help deliver the best football team we can for the people here in Oakland. There is a no-trade clause, so the system of football that we run, there will be a real natural flow.
Do I believe Derek Carr has some issues in the Raiders locker room? Yes. Related to crying? No.
I think it is related to crying.
All right, week 8. Hosted by me like normal. I got Josh with me today.
Woo!
We've missed a couple weeks, but that's because I'm at the bottom and I don't give a fuck anymore. Nah, I'm just kidding.
Man.
I'm just kidding. I've been a little busy the last couple weeks, and I'm still at the bottom. So I'll just start with the standings. Gonna look at everything. You and Caleb at the top, not too big of a surprise, but my brother way up in first. Any teams kind of stick out to you as far as like where they are in the standings right now?
I think I'm definitely going to be moving towards the middle of the pack in the next couple weeks, and I'm sure Caleb's just going to rise up to that number 1 or 2 position.
I'm honestly shocked by Brian. I'm in a few leagues with Brian, and I feel like he's pretty good at fantasy football. So to see him at 1 and 6
Really?
is kind of surprising.
Man, he looks terrible. I don't.
Well, obviously in our league he's 1 and 6, and yeah, I just barely beat him. Honestly, the hurtful thing about where I'm at in the standings is the only teams I've beat are Cole, who's 2 and 5, and Brian, who's 1 and 6. those are my only wins. So not huge victories.
Let's just say I expect the exact. Brian met his expectations.
Ouch. All right. Well, pretty harsh. The only thing you can really control is how many points you're putting up. So I like to compare like points for versus the standings.
Right.
And I mean, when you sort it by that, it's kind of weird. First place by a lot in points for is Brandon, who's also first place in the standings. And then Brian's way down at the bottom. So those two are exactly how you kind of expect. Everyone else obviously is up or down a little bit. Like Thomas and Matt are both 3 spots lower. And, the most hurtful one that obviously I'll point out is I'd actually be in the playoffs right now if it was just points for. I would move 5 spots higher.
Yeah, I mean, it's like all in the 80s, though.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, most people are pretty close. Those are the ones that stick out the most. Cole and I are the ones that are ranked a lot higher, and Thomas and Matt are the ones that are ranked a lot lower, if you just sort it by points for. Everyone else is like 1 or 2 spots. Next is just the free agency. And I saw that I wasted a whole lot of money today.
Yeah, you did.
a lot. I bought Ivory and Russell Wilson. The highest bids on both of them were $3, so I spent $25 on Ivory, $15 on Wilson. So combined, I spent $34, more than I had to for Wilson and Ivory. So that's cool. You had a $2 bid on them, and then Matt had a $3. And you are the only 2 that bid on them, period. And then there's me at 25. So
yeah, got him, man.
Locked them up. I don't even know if Wilson for Stafford's a good swap to make or not.
I immediately just wanted to pick up Stafford.
I think Joe will. We'll get to the matchups, but he has Rivers and whoever his other quarterback is on bye. So I think he'll pick Stafford up, would be my guess. But all right, so looking through the matchups, there are some fun ones this week. We'll just start with mine. 2 and 5 and 2 and 5.
Yeah, I think you got this one. I don't believe in Doug Martin at all.
Here's the crazy thing. I believe in Doug Martin.
What?
I know that's crazy, but you got to enter the mind of Gruden, right? And he was feeding Lynch the ball. I think in my mind, there's no doubt he's going to run it up the middle probably 15 times, and it's going to be the Doug Martin. Doug Martin's one of the rare acquisitions Gruden made. He's been trading everyone away. He went out and got Doug Martin because he believes. I think he feeds the beast. It's versus Indy also. So he's going to run that ball, man.
I would take that bet any day.
What bet? Doug Martin 15 carries?
Yeah, I'll do that.
I mean, that's a lot of carries. I'll take it. I'll worry about that. Doug Martin 15 carries.
Done.
I don't know if they'll work out, I'm not saying I'm not saying I believe Doug Martin's gonna have a big game. I think he's gonna get 15 carries and could possibly get a touchdown. I'm hoping Marlon Mack can repeat. I don't have a whole lot of faith that he does. Personally,
I think he can.
I hope Ivory's worth something since I spent $25 on him. That's a big doubtful too for me. We'll see. I'm pretty sad with my team losing my boy Freeman. That hurt, and then Sony Michel, who apparently is only doubtful. I don't know if you saw that injury, but it didn't look good. So
No, it did.
I don't know, man. Tough times. But yeah, you and Brandon, I think, have to be the match of the week.
I think I'm going to get fucking curb stomped to the ground, but thank you.
Yeah, but I mean 6-1 versus 6-1, and we haven't had a single person on top after 8 weeks. Or week 8 this week, the two top teams are playing each other. So week 9 we will have a single champion for the first time this season. So
yeah, but I mean, I don't have Melvin Gordon.
I have no place to talk crap about Team Spin's pretty garbage right now. But I look at Brandon's, Cousins, Hunt, Kamara, Hill, super solid. I honestly don't think anything beyond that's anything special this week that he's starting.
Yeah, but look at mine.
No,
Sexiest lineup ever.
Hopkins, AJ Green, Demaryius Thomas, one of the best free agent pickups. Or did you trade for him?
I traded for him.
Well, there you go. That trade's going to pay off this week.
I paid off 2 weeks ago.
All right. Jason Cole versus Caleb Brondos. 2-5 versus 5-2. Actually, I'm going to call this upset of the week, man.
No way.
War Hero Cole beats Caleb. Calling it. I don't know. I like the matchups. I'm going to go ahead and believe.
I'll take that.
Here's a fun, useless fact. Cole's 2-1 at home games. Second best in the league. I mean, Dalvin Cook starting for him. He's getting Dalvin Cook back, man. Dalvin Cook, AD, James White. I mean, that maybe didn't sound all that great at the beginning of the year, but I think those are 3 pretty good running backs. And then Doug Baldwin, I think, is finally getting healthy and a little better, and Odell Beckham. I mean, he's got a pretty solid lineup. He's got Mahomes.
If Dalvin Cook plays.
I mean, he's questionable right now. I think he'll definitely play. The question is, how much work is Dalvin Cook going to get? I know it's an upset because it's unexpected, so I understand that you're a little shocked, but and I agree.
Yeah.
I think Caleb has one of the better teams once Bell comes back, but I think Jason pulls it off. I think he gets the upset. I know
right.
Jason's always happy when I'm rooting for him on these podcasts because it always works out for him. All right, Joe versus Brian, 1-6 and 3-4. It's Matt Ryan and Rivers both on bye. I think he picks up Stafford and starts him.
Yeah, just like the grossest teams I've ever seen.
Well, I mean, Joe has Mike Evans and T.Y. Hilton, man. So those are, 2 players that can make a splash. Everyone else on both their teams is just kind of, no one's super sexy to me. I titled this Lions defense versus Colts defense. That kind of says a lot about the matchup. This would be in the nail in the coffin for Brian. So I don't know if he has a big trade in mind or if he has something special planned, but it's kind of got to make a move here, man. He's got to win this one. I titled this second half Thomas because I mean Thomas went 5-1 first half, and now we get to the second half of the regular season. He's got himself a loss, and we've seen it before. We've seen 6-0 Thomas lose out and miss the playoffs before. This is the second half. This is the time when Thomas's team starts to falter. So he's 5-2. He's got an amazing team. It's hard to imagine. But do you think this is the beginning of the end of his team?
No, I think Kerwell's gonna actually be doing pretty good. Or pretty good for him
At Chicago.
And yeah, I think he's gonna be okay. Okay, well that'll be my upset of the week. I think Kerwell goes off. That and I don't know. I think Hyde's still not a good secondary right now, so I think Tom's gonna win this week.
Yeah, Hyde at Jacksonville. I'm curious about that. I think looking at the teams, Thomas has a better lineup here, but I've also just seen Thomas been cursed in the second half of seasons. So we'll see, but I'm skeptical personally. All right, so I think this is the last matchup, Jason versus Vince. They're both 3-4, so I just called it got to get to 500. You know, just got to get to 4-4.
Well, as long as Jason has Connor, I really don't. I mean, I think that's it.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing: if Vince wins with Trubisky, Cohen, and Howard all starting on his team, I guess he's all in on that. He's all in on that Bears game, man. He's got
And former Bears players.
he's benching Breeze and throwing in Trubisky. So I mean, I know Trubisky's been pretty good lately, but I don't know, man.
I don't know.
His team name's Touchdown Breezes, and I feel like he's disrespecting Breeze and throwing in Trubisky.
Yeah, but I mean, 43, 27, 31. Yeah, get it. They in the hot seat.
Yeah.
It's just so gross to look at.
This game's very dependent on that Bears game having both the running backs and the quarterback do great. And then on the other side, Jason, I think he has some pretty nice matchups. I'm curious about Lamar Miller and how he's going to keep working out. I feel like he's on the edge of being like replaced or losing a big timeshare, but Miami's a really good matchup, so you'll find out early on Thursday. But, yeah, man, I feel like Jason just is a god at getting these running backs that, you know, he got Nick Chubb, he got Connor, he had Ajayi, he's got Miller. I feel like he's just had some of the most amazing like value running backs. I don't know how he does it, but he keeps doing it. So yeah, he's got Andrew Luck and Ebron connection. He's got Gronk in there at a flex. So I don't know. I expect Jason to win this game, pending a huge Chicago game, which I'm not really expecting. I think Jason wins this.
Yeah, I'm with you.
All right, well, that's it. I'm going to chop it up and I guess maybe see you next week.